Hello, Muses. Welcome to my channel, Melissa's Muse. I am Melissa, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not and you're returning, well, thanks for coming back. I am going to be doing a short garden tour today. It is the beginning of August, and it is really, really hot out here. It's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is I think about 26 degrees Celsius, and that doesn't seem very hot. And in fact, in California it isn't, but in Indiana it is so humid. With the heat index, it's about 86 degrees, which I think is about 30 degrees Celsius. And again, it doesn't seem very hot, but dude, it's like a sauna in here. So I'm going to attempt to do this video without melting, but I want to show you the progress. Things have really started to take off, thank goodness. We had our very first Cherokee Purple this morning for breakfast, and I was so excited. Those are my very favorite tomatoes, and it was so good. So without further ado, let's tour the farm, the homestead here on Dryad Hollow Homestead. Okay, starting off with this poor dead apple tree. I'm pretty sure it's dead, but my other two apple trees are doing great. I have my pear tree down there that's also doing great. This pear, not so much. My fig, doing pretty good. These are all my chickens. Look how big they are now, you guys. They still sound like chicks, but they're almost full size now, I would think. And my goose, that grandson number one, Briar, named Biggin. But they are really coming along great. Oops, somebody must have touched the electric netting. They, of course, still aren't laying eggs yet. Probably not until October sometime, maybe. I'm not sure. But they're doing really good out here. We haven't had any predator problems. There's a couple of hawks and an eagle that have flown by, but they don't seem to care too much, so that's good. Good news. Okay, so let's get down here to the squash and melons. They look really healthy. Our watermelon here, I haven't seen any baby watermelons growing, but the plant looks healthy. All the rest of these back here are pumpkins, and we've got several pumpkins growing. Oh, there's one back here that I hadn't even seen. There's a baby one. There's another pumpkin here that I haven't seen before today. You can see it. Still no watermelons. Hopefully we'll get some. And this is cantaloupe. Again, the plant looks healthy. Plants, I think there's 3 in there, but no fruit so far, no melons. And all of these guys are the orange pumpkins. This was my first one. It's already turning orange. Look at that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for these pumpkins. Oh, there. This is the first one. And it's not quite orange yet. But these go all the way down. Whew, they're going to be coming down to the road soon. And look at my white pumpkins, you guys. I've got one there. I don't know if you can see it. And one here. Perfectly white pumpkin. I planted a couple of blue pumpkins, but either they died or they just haven't made any pumpkins yet. I'm not sure. All of this is quite overgrown. There's another white one there. I hadn't seen that one before. And I don't see any blue ones, so maybe they didn't make it. Oh, another white one. There we go. And the rest of this is squash. If the pumpkins will leave them alone. But let's see. Oh God, I'm gonna trip in here. There's some buttercup squash. I've got butternut squash. I've got some spaghetti squash growing in here. Some red curry and some black squash. This stuff down here I think is the black squash. I've never grown this or the red curry before, so I'm not sure exactly how it looks. But the plants look incredibly healthy, and I'm so happy for that. Things finally started to, most things anyway, to take off. So this is my pumpkin and winter squash patch down here. Not really close to the road, but they're creeping. My chickens again. Whew, I'm sorry if I sound out of breath, you guys. I am. It's hard to breathe when it's this humid. Okay, let's get into the rest of the garden. Okay, this guy, we have already harvested about 5 zucchini, and look, there's 3 more that I need to get out here and pick today. And this plant has got its first zucchini, so these have done really well. I don't remember what kind of squash these were, because at this point I was just sticking in seeds wherever I had some extra space where things either died or didn't come up at all. And these are our very first yellow squash, you guys. Very first yellow squash, and it's August. I usually have so much yellow squash, but so far the plants look good. More probably yellow squash here. These are our sweet potatoes. They're doing great. These eggplants never did. I mean, they all made one little eggplant and they just stopped growing. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I've given up on those. Try again next year. But my basil that I planted, doing really good. More basil. I've got a ton of basil just planted all throughout the garden. These are our red noodle beans. And look, they've taken off. It took them forever just to reach the trellis, but they are taking off now. These are our cherry tomatoes, chocolate sparkles. So yummy. Our yellow boys. I'll have to come out here and pull some of those again later. These orange cherry tomatoes are so good. I don't remember the name of them, but they're super yummy. Orange Jubilee here. Our purple Cherokees here. Love those. Those are my favorites. The Romas, well, they look like they're getting some finally, but I haven't picked anything. One of them, I'm sure, died, one of the plants, but they're limping along. They're finally growing at least, so there's that. Up here, I have some extra space. I just planted this extra tomato plant that I had, and it's doing really well. Also, some extra, what do you call, cabbage that I just stuck in here before any of this was here, and then all of a sudden this took off. So my peppers, you guys, I don't know what's wrong with the peppers this year. I have no idea. They just either stop growing or they're crumbling up. I haven't gotten any bell peppers. This guy, I have gotten several of the candy cane peppers, but it still doesn't look healthy. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with the peppers. We're going to have them in above ground beds next year, up there when we clear that. So I'm hoping it'll be better next year, but it doesn't look like we're going to have very much of a pepper harvest at all. We have picked one tiny poblano off of this one, and this one looks pretty healthy now, and it's getting some little peppers on there. So I don't know. Oh, there's some. So maybe we'll get some. Oh yeah, there's a pretty good size one. Maybe we'll get some. These little Tabasco guys, and they keep like looking like they're dying, and then they come back, and they're going through these cycles. Not sure what's going on. More peppers, and I came through and planted some more cabbage, just because I had this area open. Here, some more watermelon. I don't think it'll have time. We usually get our first frost around the 1st of November, end of October, but we don't really have a lot of daylight by that time, so I'm not really sure if it'll have enough time, but it's here just in case. This is red curry squash, and she seems to be doing really good. When I planted it here, I wasn't sure if this was the kind that roamed, and it is. So these are our potatoes. They're doing really well. I'm probably figuring in the next couple of weeks we'll have to harvest. They're starting to die back a little bit, maybe, or looking like they are going to. They bloomed last week or so. Some of them are still blooming, and that is so weird because this was all right here and right there was all empty, and the potatoes that I planted there did not come up. So I planted some more squash, and then miraculously here comes the potatoes after I planted the squash. So I don't know. It's all kind of crazy right now, and I'm at the point where I'm just happy with it. These are our onions, and I'm not exactly sure when these will need to be harvested. I think the tops kind of die off and fall down, and that's when we'll know we'll be able to harvest. Our asparagus beds are doing good. Asparagus, and I put some strawberries down there. That's all doing really nicely. Look at these beets, you guys. They are doing phenomenal. I'm sure I planted them too close, but they are doing really great. And we will have a beet harvest this year. Our zinnias, queen lime zinnias, are finally starting to open. These are our carrots. I'm sure I planted them too closely together, as I always do, but I'm sure we'll get some this year. Some sunflowers that I planted here in the middle of the garden. Hopefully those will be opening up soon. More squash. And I think these are yellow squash. Oh my. I'm going to have... Oh, yep. They're yellow squash. I'm going to have a ton of yellow squash, you guys. This is... I planted these when I didn't think anything was... When those down there weren't doing anything. And so I just thought I just better plant some more. These zinnias look like they're about ready to open soon. More squash, and there's a kale there. Those are my blueberries over there. They made it. We transplanted some cucumbers out here. I think they're cucumbers. My husband put that in. Oh no, those are the pumpkins I had on the porch. We don't really need them, but we've had the space there, so he threw them in there. These are my blueberries, and those two at the end, I don't know if you can see them because the grass is so high. Those are, what do they call strawberry lemonade blueberries. So I'm excited to taste those next spring. These are our blackberries, and I thought they were all dead. My fault, because I did not plant them fast enough. And despite me, they're coming back. Some more cabbage. Or is that the radishes? No, I think the radishes died. It's cabbage. More sunflower. We've got some beans, some pole beans. Finally got big enough to get onto the trellis. I can't remember what this is. Some kind of flower though. These are our curly leaf kale. Oh, look. Our cosmos, our very first cosmos. This kind of went wild. We've got our cabbage, and I believe this is spinach, but I mean, it doesn't feel like spinach. I haven't tasted it because I'm afraid I planted so much stuff here, but I think it's a spinach. It's just none that I've grown before. And these guys are getting ready to bolt. Finally, I mean they've been here forever, and they're just now starting to grow. These outer leaves are real bitter, so I guess you need to take the inner leaves, which I will be doing. More lettuce. This is all my herbs up here in this row. There's that yummy basil that I've been harvesting like crazy and making that basil tea. Some sage, calendula, lavender, bee balm, 2 different kinds of mint, thyme, oregano, the borage. It's finally coming up, and it's got some, oh god, sorry guys, the sweat is going in my eyes, burning my eyes. It's finally got some flowers on it. Some more cabbage, more sunflowers, ducks, and that big old goose we have in there. That water, we just changed it yesterday, and that's how dirty it gets. We have to change it every day and a half, every other day. Okay, and this is our other row that we planted because I wasn't sure about the compost. So this is different compost that we got from Home Depot, and I replanted most of this from seed. Some of it I got from Home Depot. These tomatoes I got from Home Depot, and oh look, they're starting to set some fruit. That's good. I planted all that basil back there. It's coming up. These are the Armenian yard longs, and they're actually starting to grow. I'm surprised. Pretty soon they'll be able to go onto the trellis here. And the rest of these, I've got silver slicers. I have some other oh god, I'm having trouble with my words still. Long COVID, you guys. I'm afraid I'm going to be battling this for the rest of my life. But cucumbers, and they came up and then they just stopped growing no matter what I do. They're getting plenty of water. They just stopped growing. Same thing happened with the ones down there in the other planting beds. So I don't know, you guys, if you have an idea, leave a comment below, because I have no idea what's going on. I got more basil. I planted some more banana peppers. They're tiny, and then they stopped growing. More basil. I don't know. Maybe it's just this year. I don't know. But these are some more. These are anchos, red bell peppers, some green bell peppers. These I bought from the store. Maybe they'll last. I don't know. Maybe they'll start producing. More squash. I planted all these from seed, so they are doing good. Good grief. These guys are really loud. What's going on? I don't know. Okay, some more cabbage, some more kale, and some more beets. And these little guys here were slips that I trimmed off of, like this one here and this one, off of the big ones down there when I was pruning them. And then I put these in a glass of water in my window in the kitchen, and they grew roots. So I decided to plant them in here. It's just to see how that works. And this is my mostly flower bed. My morning glories and moonflowers are doing well. Sunflowers. These here are ginger. One of them died. I had 4, but I have 3 now. Zinnias. Some more sunflowers. These guys, this is more sweet potatoes. More zinnias and sunflowers. That's a moonflower there. All these guys are moonflowers. I can't wait to have those open. The hibiscus down there. Getting some shade with the sunflower. I forgot the name of these, but they have just exploded, and I love, love, love the color. Okay, let's go back up here in the shade. Holy moly, it is hot. Okay, there we go. Okay, there, now I'm in the shade. Okay, and you can see my garden down there, my chickens. Okay, this is way longer than I thought it was going to be. Sorry. I'm going to be trying to make the videos shorter because we don't have internet here. So I have to go in on the weekends to our daughter's house and use her high-speed internet to upload them to our Google Drive, which Courtney, my editor, then edits and then sends them back to me. And we can only go on the weekends because I really do not want to drive. It's a 35 minute drive. I really, really hate driving. I don't want to drive that far. So we can only go on the weekends when my husband isn't working. But he's over here in his shop now. Him and our son-in-law Chris are building their business here, high performance cars, and my husband wants to start doing lifts for trucks, lifts and suspension for trucks. So they're building that business, and he's working on that at night and on the weekends, and it's just a pain in the butt to take the time off to go into town, leave my laptop there so my daughter can upload the videos, and then come back the next day and pick up my laptop. So I'm trying to make the video shorter so that the upload time doesn't take so long, but we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try to be less wordy. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming along with me on my garden tour, beginning of August 2022. I'm really trying to work on making goals and keeping a positive outlook and an attitude of abundance. And I am trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the summer. I think I've got a little over 200 now. So if you guys can help me, that's what I'm trying to manifest. 500 subscribers by the end of the summer. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Give me a thumbs up and share this video. It really, really helps my channel. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.